How does your disability impact your day-to-day life?
So my name's Ian Rose, and my disability is with my eyes. I had childhood eye cancer when I was 6 months old, and lost the sight in my left eye and most of the sight in my right. And it took me years and years and years to obviously be able to learn how to cope with that. And I'm in, I suppose, the lucky situation with my disability that I've had it ever since I was born, so don't know any different. Now, that's obviously a lot easier, although it's still hard to cope with. It's a lot easier than if I developed my disability as I was going through life. So what I've done is I've developed some coping strategies to enable me to cope with everyday issues that come up. Now, issues for me in my everyday life that my disability sort of affects really are mainly to do with transport, so getting around, so getting from A to B. Usually a person that can see well would hop in a car if they had a car, or they'd get on their bike or something like that and ride to a place or walk to a place or something like without even thinking about it. They'd go out the door, possibly wouldn't even plan the route. I can't jump in a car, or if I do, make sure you jump out the way because it's dangerous. But I have to plan the route. So for instance, today the sun's out and it's really bright sunshine. I can't walk in the sunshine without it being uncomfortable because it's too bright, because of the condition I've got in my eyes, which actually my eyes cannot cope with bright sunshine or bright light. So what I have to do is I have to organize either a lift to get from A to B, a taxi to get from A to B, or wait for the sun to go down or it to rain for me to walk. Then if it's overcast or something like that, then I can go to the bus stop, to a bus stop that I know, get on a bus, knowing that where the bus goes, because I know the bus stops that I've got to go to, where all of the buses go to the right location I want to get to. But the amount of times I've got on the wrong bus because I can't read the numbers on the front of the bus, that I've lost count of that. But really for me, it's about transport. The other thing as well is around the house, I suppose, if I'm looking at home as well. It's reading things like the writing on medicine bottles, or the recipe on doing some cooking, or measuring out something to put in a saucepan, or filling a glass up, or a cup of tea. Everything for me is done by touch, not by visual. Which I've learned to cope with. People might be saying, well, how do you fill a cup of tea up when you're touching it? If you feel the side of the cup, you can feel, or you can hear the liquid, the water being poured into the cup, and there's a different sound when it gets up to the top of the cup than there is at the bottom. Those sort of little things I've learned to cope with. Now at work, those things sort of get magnified a little bit. Now, if you think back to your first day at work, everybody suffers with nerves when they're on their first day at work, because it's a new place, it's new people, it's a new job and all that sort of stuff. Magnify that by 10 because you can't see where you're going, because you don't know where the men's toilets are and you're afraid of walking into the ladies' toilets because you can't read the signs on the door, because you don't know where the kitchen is. And when you do get to the kitchen, you can't find anything in the kitchen. When you do get to the kitchen, you're in risk because you're going so slowly, because you don't want to knock anything off of shelves and stuff like that, because you can't see where that sort of stuff is. So you've got to get to work and be nervous. You've got to work and be nervous because it's your first day and you don't know where anyone is or anything is, and that then compounds the fact, widens the issue about getting to know people, for instance, because a lot of people recognize others by their facial expressions and features and stuff like that. I can't do that. I recognize color of hair and what type of clothes they're wearing, for instance. But of course, that changes every single day, or the hair doesn't usually, but the clothes do. So getting people used to the way I work and I get by in life, for me, is a big thing. So that they know that until they talk to me, I don't really know who it is that's coming up to see me or walking past me. But then as soon as they talk, recognition of the voice, the volume of the voice, the pitch of the voice, the color of the hair and what they're wearing, bang, that's that person, and that sort of stuff has come from experience and falling down many pitfalls, through my lifetime in work and just doing things in life, really.